Okay, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, and salutation you occupy that push this word in truth and in sincerity. We like in the 7th day of the year 2024, the year of Jacob's trouble, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. And what we see happening is police arresting a bunch of gang members in the Bronx. We see earthquakes, all kind of things are taking place, and this year is just kicking off. This is the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, and we hope like hell from the apostles on down that we get up out of this bitch this year. We see what's going on with the BRICS nation starting January 1st, 2024. 6 other nations joined the BRICS. You know, so then you had China digitally using the yuan and not using the US dollar. You had Iran and Russia ditched the US dollar and they traded in their own currencies. So a lot of things are happening, a lot of things is taking place, and we see the prophecies coming to pass. So we just laying in wait, doing our videos, going out there on the highways and the byways, and just staying on point. Because then, what was it, on Monday, you had an event that happened in Miami, you know, in Florida, in Miami, Florida, where some kind of alien creature was in front of the mall, in front of the entrance of the mall, tall as hell, 10 feet. And we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. That could have been a distraction of what's going on, you know, with this Epstein case and all the names coming out. So they like to divert shit off their attention, which really matters, and give you some bullshit. That could be true, but we know that Esau, he has an agenda with this Project Bluebeam shit. You know, he's going to try to fake an alien invasion to get all the world to come together in one world religion, one world government, one world currency. That's Esau. That's Esau's ideology to try to get everybody to come together. So it could very well be one of Esau's tricks from Project Bluebeam, holographic images, having everybody losing their mind. But we know that they're not aliens, that chariots do exist, because they tell you that in the scriptures. You know, pursuant to Zechariah, the 1st chapter, the 5th chapter, the 1st verse, the flying roll, you know, which is the curse that's into the house, that's going to enter to the house of the thief. Who's the thief? Esau Edom. He stole his land. He goes around. He stole our nationality, our heritage. You know, who we are. He claimed that he's that person. So he's the thief. Also, he stole this land from the Native Americans, and he's going around pillaging, rape, robbery, and murdering everybody throughout the 4 corners of the earth. So that's the thief. The house of the thief is America. So they're going to enter to the house of the thief to destroy this bitch. First and foremost with thermonuclear destruction. Then when Yahweh Shah crack them skies, bringing death, destruction, and deliverance, it's going to be more death and pain. You know? Also in Ezekiel, which is that Ezekiel, the 1st chapter, the 4th verse, talk about the Lord's glory. What's the Lord's glory? Them chariots. The glory of the Lord is them chariots, man. So it speaks about this. So we know that as well as Esau knows, because he's been hiding it for the longest. He knows that chariots, he called them UAPs. It says unidentified aerial phenomena, or UFOs. But we know they're identifiable. So I don't know if that's a false flag or some kind of joke, or it isn't real. But Esau like to use distractions when things is about to take place, such as the Epstein's names being released. You got a lot of high political figures on that list, as well as a lot of Jakes in Hollywood, rappers, you name it, man. You name it. Chris Tucker's one of them. So, hey, man, You should never trust thine enemy. Esau is the enemy, totally. So when you see things like that take place, such as an alien ship or some kind of creature, and people took pictures of it, so I mean, in due time, things is going to come out. You see, you can't just elaborate on it the first when something happened, because in due time, the Lord reveals what's truly coming down the pipe, what truly happened. So we will see in due time. But I think it was a forced flag from Esau to divert the attention from what's going on with the Epstein names coming out from visiting that island that Epstein had, that freak island. You know, you got a lot of politicians, rappers, actors, Fortune 500 people, you know, that has been there. You know, billionaires, Oprah Winfrey. Now, what the hell she's doing there? Unless she's getting a freak on, you know? So who knows? But that situation that happened in Japan, the very first day of the new year, the so-called new year, because the new year is not in the dead of winter, it's in the spring, March and April. So it was a hella earthquake in Japan, 7.6 on a Richter scale, and also tsunamis. And then the next day, Tuesday, 1.4 earthquake in New York City that shook buildings, created outages. So the Lord brought in this Esau's so-called New Year with a bang, because we all know what's going to take place. We all know what's coming down the pipe: death and destruction. So when you see these things, you got to measure the times. 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1 on down. Measure the time diligently in itself and take heed, because a lot of people have ran across the Hebrew Israelites and ran across this truth, whether it was a video or seeing the brothers out there in the streets live, and they forsook the laws of the Most High, fanned their hand, scoffed and scorned. So you got to understand, what is it, 2nd Ezra 9 verse 9, the same must know after death by pain. So you're going to know that you an Israelite. You're going to know that you was going off. You're going to know that you was totally wrong, and Yahweh Shah was right, because you got to know that after death by pain. Because once you go into the spirit world, you're going to know that you an Israelite. You're going to know you was going off. You're going to be in your right state of mind now. So we see these things, man. We measuring the times. We see the wars. We hear of rumors of wars. We see what they doing with this lab-grown chicken, which is going to produce a family, because nobody's going to eat that shit. You got to be out of your mind and want to eat some lab-grown chicken or lab-grown meat. That, and also I ran across an article with this dude Bill Gates talking about having sewage water, giving it as drinking water, you know. So this dude is a demon, man. You got a lot of crazy shit going on, man. You got a lot of crazy shit going on, and we at the end of this devil's empire, man. And I can't wait to get hands on these devils, man. Because these devils have done a lot to our people. These devils, I'm talking about the Edomites, the so-called white man. They committed great atrocities against our people. And they have to pay, man. You have to pay. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to pay, man. If you go into these earthquakes, hey, it tell you that in the book of Isaiah, the 29th chapter, the 6th verse, that thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder, earthquakes, famine, you know, thunder, earthquakes, roughly paraphrasing it, man. Flames of devouring fire, storms and tempests. So those are all a part of the plagues, man. And that's judgment from the Heavenly Father. Because them Ammonites, they ain't innocent. They afflicted us and had us in slavery as well, man. So them Ammonites, they gotta pay as well. Everybody had their hand in afflicting the sons of Israel. So everybody's going to pay. That's why everybody is going to be enslaved under the Israelites in the kingdom. But after 1,000 years, the Lord's going to turn back their captivity. The only tribe the Lord is not going to turn back their captivity, these Edomites, man. After 1,000 years of being in hardcore slavery, you're going to be eviscerated pursuant to Obadiah chapter 1 verse 18, man. There's no getting around this. There's no getting around the judgments of the Most High, Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. Everybody drinks of that cup. Remember the cup that Jeremiah was passing around to all the different nations? If we refuse to drink it, the Lord told Jeremiah to tell you, surely you're going to drink of that cup. That cup is slavery, hardship, pain, anguish, death. You're going to drink of that cup, man. You're not going to escape these judgments. You see? Meanwhile, you got Jake out here that's totally bugged out of their mind. And you had like, it was a great bus in the Bronx, a gang activity bus where Jake was terrorizing different neighborhoods, their own neighborhoods, robbing UPS drivers, FedEx drivers, Amazon drivers at gunpoint, taking all the goods, running their pockets, laborers that's out there trying to make a living for themselves, you know, retirees living on a set income. Jake is totally wicked, man. So they was terrorizing the neighborhood. You had gang activity where they was one murder, multiple attempted murders, and they all locked up. Now we're gonna see how tough they really are when that judge hand down that life sentence. But they ain't gonna spend life in prison, because we at the end of this devil's empire. That jail cell at the end is gonna be their tomb. Just to bring that out on a side note, that jail cell that they're living in, that they're gonna be in, occupying, is gonna become their tomb. Because we're not gonna be here for another 30, 40 years. We see the prophecies coming to pass. Lord willing, we out of here the beginning of this year, or the end of this year, or the beginning of next year, Lord willing. It's just that simple, man. See? But you devils got a lot to pay for, and you're not going to escape the judgment. Says, be prepared to get a spiritual foot in your ass, and a physical foot. Right now, you're getting a spiritual foot in your ass, but soon you're going to get a physical foot in your ass. And I'm going to enjoy doing it too. Pray eventually I'm a part of the elect. I hope to the Most High Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai, I'm a part of the elect. You know? But all you devils out there, be prepared for a rude awakening. You ain't gonna escape the judgments, and that's the bottom line, man. All you devils. There's a lot of traffic out here because it's snowing. But nevertheless, man, hey man, another thing that I wanted to make mention of, you know, that that's going on. You got that all nations can make it demon coming back. That's a demon, man. Because this is only for the elect. This right now on this side is only for the elect of Israel. This truth is only for these scriptures are only for Israel. Yahweh Shai died on the cross for Israel only. So the Gentiles with the Israelite fullness. In order for you to understand this mystery, you have to understand the history of what happened during the time of Antiochus Epiphanes, during the time of the Hellenization of the Jews, of the Israelites. You have to dig deep into that history. That's why these wacky tacky Christians are bugged out of their mind. They don't know the history. So therefore, they're going to be clueless to the mystery. The mystery is that the Gentiles are the Israelites that has been Hellenized and left off their culture, because generations of not being taught that you was an Israelite, that you was a Greek. Because you had a lot of men, if you go back to the book of the Maccabees, you had a lot of Israelites that gladly took on the customs of the Greeks. And they were the 2/3 totally. And them same spirits of the 2/3 that took on the custom of the Greeks, the Hellenization of the Greeks willingly, they are back today. And they're being Americanized. It's the same thing. It's nothing different from being Americanized and Hellenized. The same concept, the same Edomite. He was calling us of a Greek back then, which was a stolen culture that he stole. But nonetheless, that same culture is back. That same ideology of Hellenizing or democratizing the Israelites is back to this day. It's not just the Israelites. It's not just the Israelites. It's the whole world. So with the same concept of back then, it's happening now, but on a larger scale. So I just wanted to make mention of that. But I'm at my destination, so I'm call it giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Wakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutation, you Akim, out there that push this word in truth and in sincerity. And with that, I'm going to say Shalom.